3 months ago, I set out on this journey to go from a recreational cyclist to a racer. And let me tell you, it hasn't been easy. I'm Greg Tiki, and this is the Recreational Rider to Racer vlog series, brought to you by Bespoke Endurance. My love of cycling began in 2015 when I switched from running to cycling to reduce the impact on my knees. At first, it was just about staying active, but over time, I started pushing myself more. My cycling primarily consisted of casual summer rides and century events, with no structured training whatsoever. However, in August 2020, I was hit by a car while riding. It was a tough experience, both physically and mentally, but in some ways, it became a turning point. I realized I didn't want to just ride. I wanted to get stronger, fitter, and see what I was capable of. As part of the aftermath, I was able to use the insurance money from the accident to upgrade my bike, getting a 2022 Specialized Tarmac SL7. Towards the end of 2024, my friend Josh and I decided to take on the challenge of going from recreational riders to racers. We've both spent years riding for fun, but now we want to push ourselves to compete. To document our journey and share what we learn along the way, we started a weekly podcast covering our training, experiences, and all things cycling. We made the decision to work with the same coach to help us stay on track and reach our goals. One of the most significant hurdles I've encountered in my athletic journey has been finding dedicated time for training while juggling the responsibilities of family and my professional career. As a full-time teacher with young kids and a busy household, I can't just fit in rides whenever it's convenient. This realization led me to a solution: early morning rides before the workday begins. Now, I have to pause right here and admit, waking up early has been one of the hardest challenges I have faced in this journey. I am naturally a night owl and hate waking up before I absolutely need to. Nevertheless, most days my alarm sounds at 5:15 a.m., signaling the start of my training regimen. I've committed to this routine to ensure I get my workout completed before my other obligations demand my attention. While it hasn't been easy, I'm immensely proud of the consistency I've cultivated. I understand that the arrival of summer will bring with it a greater degree of flexibility in my schedule. However, for the time being, this early morning routine has become the cornerstone of my ability to balance my athletic pursuits with my personal and professional life. In November, I underwent a lactate threshold test, and my functional threshold power, or FTP, was determined to be 260 watts. This measurement serves as a baseline for my training and allows my coach to tailor my workouts effectively. My primary goal for the upcoming season is the Cherrahala Challenge, a grueling 115-mile cycling event with a challenging 12,000 feet of elevation gain. I did this ride last year, and while I finished, I want to significantly improve my performance, especially in my climbing and descending. To prepare for this demanding ride, my coach has designed a training plan that currently emphasizes Training Stress Score, or TSS. This approach is particularly beneficial during the winter months when outdoor riding time is limited. TSS provides a comprehensive measure of the physiological stress imposed by a workout, taking into account both intensity and duration. By focusing on TSS, my coach can ensure that I'm consistently accumulating sufficient training stress to drive adaptation and improve my fitness, even with limited time on the bike. My coach creates my workouts and training peaks, then they automatically load into Zwift where I can hop on the bike and start going. In January, I did a 2x8 minute FTP test to track my progress, but my FTP actually went down. 281, right where he had me at, times 0.9. It went down. How is that even possible? 253. Are you kidding me? At first, that was frustrating. I was coming off a week of being sick, so it made sense. It was a reminder that progress isn't always linear, and sometimes you just have to trust the process. As the weather improves, I can spend more time outdoors. My training plan will shift to incorporate longer rides and more specific preparation for the demands of the Cherrahala Challenge. In the meantime, my current training regimen consists of 2 to 3 interval sessions per week, ranging from 60 to 90 minutes in duration, with the other 2 days being Zone 2 rides, usually on the weekend. I also take 1 rest day and sometimes 2, depending on how I'm feeling. All of this primarily conducted indoors on a trainer. As the weather has improved some, I've been able to get outside on the weekends, These sessions are designed to improve my aerobic capacity and anaerobic threshold, key determinants of endurance performance. I also have been trying to get into the weight room at least once a week, though I have to confess, when the demands of life intervene, this is the first thing that gets cut out. 3 months into this journey, I've faced setbacks, but made significant progress. My training and fitness are improving every week. I can feel myself getting stronger than when I took the FTP test back in January. The journey from recreational rider to racer is challenging but rewarding. I'm excited to start racing and see the results of my training. The next episode will cover my early season races throughout the spring as I prepare for the Cherahalo Challenge. I'll share my experiences and progress as I work towards becoming a competitive cyclist. If you've been on a similar journey or you're thinking about taking your cycling to the next level, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Until then, see ya.